Hello, welcome back to Code. Today we are starting a new playlist on something called as Supabase. Does it sound familiar? Firebase, Supabase. Oh yeah, Supabase is an alternative to Firebase. In this introductory video, we will cover what is Supabase, why it should be considered as an alternative to Firebase, what are the different features it offers, and why it's the right time to learn it now. But before diving into that, if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon as well. Now, before any further delay, let's get started. Let's navigate to your browser and type Supabase. Enter Supabase. We have the first link for Supabase, the open source Firebase alternative. Tap on the link and we have the landing page here with us. So, Supabase is an open source backend-as-a-service platform that you can utilize to chip in ready-made backend features into your applications. It can be used as a Firebase alternative, but the main advantage it has is that it's open source, which means anyone can contribute to it or customize it as per their own needs. Supabase offers the different core features like authentication, database, cloud functions, real-time subscription storage, and much more. So let's come down here to see the list of features it offers. We have the Postgres database being offered by Supabase, then the authentication service. Similarly, Edge functions, there it is alternative to Firebase Cloud Functions. We have the storage, real-time subscriptions, vector, and data APIs. After that, you can see we have the list of frameworks that can work with Supabase. So we can use all of these frameworks with Supabase. You have Flutter here, Kotlin here, we have the React, Next.js, etc. So all of these frameworks can work with Supabase easily. Then we have the list of clients that Supabase has, and all of these clients are really happy with Supabase. They have implemented their backend services and have scaled to some high level. Now, down below, we can start building with Supabase real quick because it provides lots of templates in different frameworks for implementing different functionalities. You can see you have the user management functionality template with Flutter here. So you can just go view the template, you can copy the code and you can learn to implement user management with Flutter and Supabase real quick. So it provides these templates that is really good. You have the AI chatbot built in these frameworks, similarly Next.js starter, and you can find different sorts of templates to get started quickly. Then you can stay productive with different types of editor it provides. You have the table editor with which you can directly create different records in the database with the UI provided. Similarly, you also have an SQL editor here with which you can just run queries and you can perform different operations on the Postgres database. Also, the important part of Supabase is that it implements different kinds of policies. The most important here is the row level security. So the database has row level security. Each row is secure and you can edit that. So you will be mostly working with these policies whenever you try to interact with their services. If it's database or some kind of a storage service, etc. At the end here we have the community section. You can join this community of open source developers and you can join the GitHub discussions, Discord channel, etc. where you can learn and share knowledge to learn more about Supabase and make it better. So this is an overview of Supabase. Now we will explore the different features it has. We have the Postgres database here. It's an open source SQL database. Unlike Firebase, where we have Firestore that is NoSQL, SQL databases are known for their scalability. Here it is 100% portable. You can bring your previous Postgres databases here. Similarly, you have built-in auth support and you can leverage row level security to make authentication and implement security here in your app. Similarly, real time is enabled and you can listen to data changes in real time. Down here we have these two editors that we just discussed. We have the table editor from which we can interact with our database using this user-friendly UI. Then we have the SQL editor in which we can execute SQL queries to interact with the database and perform different CRUD operations. Down here we have the code for creating a record or row in the table, and you can see it's pretty simple. Now we come to the auth service. It's also open source and you can easily integrate the different social providers here. You can implement Google, Facebook, GitHub and all other social auth providers here. You can also integrate simple email and password authentication. It is fully integrated here in Supabase. Similarly, all the data will be stored here, so you don't need to worry about third parties. You have the database here, you have the authentication here, and you have all those service providers that you can implement using Supabase authentication. Down here we have a very simple API that we can use to register users here. So it is really good. Then we also have these template codes with which we can get started quickly with these services. Now we have the storage service. In the storage service, we can create our storage buckets, and these buckets can be utilized and we can store the different kinds of media in those buckets. It is compatible with S3, that is Amazon storage service. So it utilizes that service and it is interoperable. You can interoperate with the different other services like authentication, Postgres database for a seamless experience, and it's lightning fast, which means it's really quick. One issue that you face in Firebase that the storage service is very slow there. And here we have the multi-protocol support as well. So we have these dashboards that we can utilize to handle our storage service as well. It's also simple. We have a CDN here that makes it faster to upload or download some kind of file. So it's really a good service that we can utilize here. We can also set policies for our storage buckets. We can also deploy our JavaScript code with edge functions. It's just like Firebase Cloud Function. You can deploy your code without worrying about the servers. So you can get to your servers anywhere in the globe and you will get your JavaScript code deployed that you can use for different purposes like sending emails, scheduling notifications, etc. Similarly, we have this real-time feature with which we can listen to data in real time from database, authentication, etc. And we can have multiple listeners to it. Then we have the vector embeddings with which we can deploy machine learning models into our applications. So that's all about features. Now let's compare Supabase and Firebase, and let's know why we should consider Supabase as Firebase alternative. So Supabase, it's writes about it, and you can see here we have the difference they have. Supabase offers an SQL based relational database, that is PostgreSQL, while Firebase offers the NoSQL database. So if you are more focused on scalability, SQL is known for scalability. So if you need SQL database, you can consider Supabase. Similarly, Supabase is open source, which means you can customize it to your own needs, while you can't customize Firebase that much, so it's not open source. So if you need some kind of open source solution, you have this Supabase and you can customize it as per your needs. When it comes to pricing, Firebase is really expensive as compared to Supabase. Firebase charges based on reads, writes, and deletes, etc. So whenever you perform these operations, you are charged. But in case of Supabase, you are charged on the amount of data stored. So the cost is significantly reduced in this case. So the more you store the data, only then you will be charged more, and the prices are very less as compared to Firebase. So if you need a cheap solution, so Supabase is the way to go. For performance, Supabase outperforms Firebase by up to 4x, and you can find it on this link. So when it comes to performance, Supabase is very faster. And they also provide you this migration guide. You can migrate your Firebase to Supabase easily. So these are some considerations based on which you can select Supabase as the Firebase alternative and you can use it in your applications. So we are focused on Flutter. So in this playlist, we will be implementing different features of Supabase in Flutter applications. I think it's the right time to learn Supabase now because Firebase is putting so much restrictions on the free services. So here you have everything free. You can practice it and then you can later scale up. The prices are much less and also the performance is really good. Plus, it is open source, so you really need to learn it. It's an emerging backend as a service, and low budget clients or applications will be most probably built on Supabase in future. So that's why you need to learn it to be future proof in case the Firebase gets paid completely. So you also need to equip yourself with Supabase, and it's the right time for you to do that. And if you're a freelancer and you have a client that has low budget, so you can manage his backend here on Supabase. So that's why you should go for learning it now. That's it for today's video. In the upcoming videos, we will be setting up our first Supabase project in Flutter, and then we will be covering how we can develop authentication functionality with Supabase, followed by databases, storage, etc. So it will be a comprehensive playlist on Supabase with Flutter. So make sure you watch all the videos to stay updated. See you in the next video. Goodbye.